Demarai Gray has secured his tax-free money from Saudi and is now ready to play again with passion and ambition as a move to Birmingham City in the championship is imminent.
Jamaica have a lifeline. How about this?
They got Gunnaz podcast.
In this video, I'll be talking about Demarai Gray's move from Saudi back to the championship and just how important it will be for him and the Reggae Boyz. If you're new to the channel, remember every single video I do on this channel must get to 200 likes. So just go ahead and smash that like button. It's going to be a very, very informative video for you guys. So please do reward me with that like. Also, remember we are on a goal to 5,000 subscribers before the end of this month. So just go ahead and smash that subscribe button if you have not as yet. Liking the video and subscribing to the channel are two very free ways to support it. So just go ahead and do that right now. So as you guys would have heard by now, Demarai Gray has completed his medical and is now on the verge of signing for Birmingham City to play in the championship, which completes or puts to an end a 2-season stint in Saudi. Now, people, this move, in my opinion, shows ambition and was a no-brainer. In fact, I'm pretty sure that he would have wanted to make that move at the start of last season. But if he had done that, he would have not gotten the tax-free money from Saudi, which is why he went there in the first place. Now, before I talk about the move, I want to educate my viewers on why players might tough it out instead of returning to Europe, especially to take advantage of the tax-free money available when you play at Saudi. Now, first off, we have to understand why Saudi is so attractive to players. And one of the main reasons for that is because Saudi Arabia does not charge income tax on player wages, which means players earn their salaries tax-free locally. Now, the catch for the UK-based players is that for the English players like Jordan Henderson or Demarai Gray, their tax residency status matters, because if you're a UK resident, then the HMRC, which is the UK tax authority, can still tax your global income, even if you've earned it abroad. So to be fully tax-free, an English player must become a non-UK tax resident under UK rules. That means that spending fewer than 183 days in the UK per year, and often also proving a full-time overseas job and strong ties abroad. That is how, as a UK player or an English-based player, you will earn that tax-free money if you go to play abroad with Saudi. Now, typically, this requires players staying in Saudi Arabia or abroad for a full UK tax year, which starts from April 6th to April the 5th. So, for some players like Jordan Henderson, who could not cope with the low standards and the weather and just the entire everything that comes into play with Saudi Arabia, he left Saudi for Ajax and lost out on his tax-free money as he moved from Ettifaq in July 2023 and returned to Europe at Ajax in January 2024, which was only 6 months into his stint at Saudi. However, players like Demarai Gray wanted to take full advantage of the tax-free money. However, players like Demarai Gray opted to take full advantage of their tax-free money, so they had to spend an entire tax year for it to count, despite complaints about the weather and not enjoying their football. It was just a case of toughing it out. He moved to Saudi in July 2023, but the tax year in the UK starts in April, which means he would have to spend an entire tax year for the UK in Saudi, which would be from April 2024 to April 2025. Now, in order for him to get his tax-free earnings. This is especially why Demarai Gray had offers from the UK this January transfer window, but opted to not take those offers, because if he did, then his move to Saudi would have been in vain, because all of that money he would have earned would have been taxed 45% by the UK, and his decision to trade ambition for money would have been a waste. So, in summary, people, Saudi wages are tax-free locally in Saudi, but UK-based players need to spend enough time abroad, usually a full UK tax year from April the 6th to April the 5th the following year, to avoid UK income tax, which for players like Demarai Gray is 45%, almost half of their wages in the UK. Essentially, Henderson left too early, so he was likely to pay that 45% tax on his Saudi salary, effectively losing the tax advantage, while Demarai Gray stayed and got his tax-free money. Now, with all that said, Demarai Gray's move back to the championship is going to be a very important one because it will give him that competitive edge needed to allow him to play at his best. It shows, especially in his performances last season, that he was not at his best. He played 24 games in the Saudi Pro League and recorded 0 goals and 0 assists. You only need to look at his performances for the national team before joining Saudi and after joining Saudi to see exactly what I'm talking about. When playing in Europe, he played better for Jamaica, but the moment he switched and started playing at Saudi, his poor performances from Saudi were reflected into the national team. Now, talking about Steve McClaren, right, as well, because Steve McClaren did say that nobody's spot is secure, right, after the poor showing in that Gold Cup from the Reggae Boyz. So Demarai Gray would have looked at that and said that, okay, all right, I've gotten my tax-free money. It's now time to go out there and play competitive football. And there's so many things that come into play with playing football outside of Saudi that people just don't put into play. When you're playing in the championship, that is a be-all or end-all for a lot of people and jobs. You have a whole lot of people and their jobs on your back because teams that get relegated from the championship below tier 2, have to let go a whole lot of persons, right? Just so that they can keep up with wage structure and they can be a fully functional club. The same goes for a lot of teams that find themselves out of the Premier League into the championship. Yes, parachute payments do help them, but a lot of the times they do have to release some persons who were in the background, canteen workers, etc. Right? So there's a whole lot of pressure that comes into play when you play in Europe as it relates to not only on the pitch, but also off the pitch. You have to perform because there are other people's livelihood in your hands. So I think that pressure will really bring the best out of Demarai Gray. And I'm really looking forward, and hopefully he does complete that transfer to Birmingham City. And it would be a very good move and a perfect end to his story, as that is where he started off his professional career back in 2013. I hope this video is very informative and educational for you guys. Remember, if you've gotten this far, to hit that like button and smash the subscribe button. We're on a goal to 5,000 subscribers before the end of this month. Thank you guys so much for your support. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.
Jamaica have a lifeline. How about this?
Big up Gunnaz podcast.